Let's talk about the real reasons why you're still there, okay? Because I know you're going to say it's complicated, it's not that easy, you don't understand, you really love him, all of that. And I do understand, which is why I'm dragging you out of that situation by your edges, one strand at a time. You know I hate sleeping alone, but you said that you would soon be home. Baby, that was a long time ago. Honey, stop asking why he's doing you wrong and start asking, why are you still there? Okay, we need to talk, and I'm holding your hand while I say this. Stop asking, why is he treating you bad? Wrong question. You're in self-worth 101, okay? The why behind his behavior is irrelevant. Irrelevant. The better question is, why are you still accepting below sea level treatment? Why are you still accepting bare minimum behavior? I'm not dragging you, I promise, okay? Okay, yes I am. Just a little bit, but with love. Because I've been there, okay? I've been there. So when you sit there trying to figure him out, why would he lie? Why would he cheat? Why would he switch up on me? Why doesn't he value me? Honey, he barely values himself. You're out there holding on to a magnifying glass trying to find clues, okay? He's not a mystery. He's not a puzzle. He's not a project. Because let's be serious. If someone handed you some spoiled food, some rotten food, you would throw it away, right? If a package showed up damaged, open, you return it, right? If a wig came with holes in the lace, you'll be in the seller's DMs in 0.2 seconds. But with a fine man and bad character, you keep him around just in case. Let's be real. In case of what? In case he wakes up one morning with integrity. The integrity that he never ever had. In case he magically just becomes the man he pretended to be on day one. In case your loyalty finally inspires him to change. Please. Your loyalty is not a personality rehab center. I was once the valedictorian of holding on to men who weren't holding on to me. I majored in giving chance after chance. I minored in ignoring red flags, okay? My internship was waiting for potential. And my senior project was titled, Maybe If I Love Him Hard Enough, He'll Finally Act Right. And after all that studying, all that emotional intuition, you know what I learned? The problem was never, why was he doing me wrong? The problem was, why was I still standing there, letting him? That's what's changed everything. Because let me tell you something. A man cannot do right by you if you're still doing wrong by yourself. You can't keep forgiving behavior you wouldn't even accept from a friend. You can't keep lowering your price just so someone unqualified can afford you emotionally and financially, okay? You can't keep letting the bare minimum feel like effort. And you know he's the bare minimum. You know he's the bare minimum. You dress it up in excuses because you're scared of starting over. Honey, starting over is not the scary part. Staying stuck is. Staying stuck is expensive because it costs your confidence, your time, your spirit. And when you finally choose yourself, when you finally stop asking about him and start asking about you, that's when your whole life shifts. Sometimes women stay in situations not because they're in love, but because they're in routine. And routine is always lying to you, okay? Routine will whisper in your ear like, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. At least you're not alone. Maybe he'll grow. You've already invested time. It's too late to start over. The next man might be worse anyway. All these men are the same. Routine is manipulative as hell, okay? And let's add the other little voice we all hate to admit exists. Your ego. Your ego hates losing, okay? Your ego feels like you failed. Your ego doesn't want you to leave because you want to prove you can fix him or prove the relationship can still work. But let me tell you something very important.
Your ego will keep you in rooms your heart has no business in, okay? Your ego will have you entertaining men you already outgrew emotionally. Your ego will have you fighting for someone who's not even fighting to keep you. Your ego will have you staying in a place God already removes you from mentally. And then when it blows up, because it will, you're shocked. You're devastated. Surprised like you didn't see the smoke coming from day one. Let's get into the real reasons why you stay. You'll stay because you hope he'll change. He won't unless he wants to. You can't change a man who doesn't see a problem with himself. You think leaving is too hard? It's not. Staying and getting emotionally drained is even harder. You've already done the hardest part, realizing that he is not it, okay? You're scared to start over. But starting over is a blessing, not a punishment. Starting over is a reset. Starting over is a chance to not repeat the same cycle with anyone else. You're trauma bonded. Yeah, I said it. You're bonded to the roller coaster, not the person. He gives you the highs and the lows and just enough crumbs to keep you in line. He's not a soulmate, honey. He's an emotional slot machine. You keep pulling the handle waiting for the jackpot that was never even in the system. You love him more than you love your own potential. And honey, that's where we draw the line, okay? That's where the spoiled LA girl steps in and says, absolutely not. We're not doing that in this era, because you leaving him is not about him. It's about protecting you and the future version of you. The version of you who is at peace, confident, glowing, loved correctly, prioritized, spoiled, stable, emotionally safe, financially independent, walking in her grown woman energy. If staying with him blocks her, then honey, we don't stay. This is the era where you stop choosing a man over your own destiny. This is the era where you realize letting go is not losing, it's making space. This is where you stop being scared to disappoint men and start being scared to disappoint yourself. I'm not saying any of this to shame you. I'm saying it so something inside of you activates. Because once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it. Once you admit why you've been staying, you reclaim your power. Once you take accountability, the universe starts removing distractions for you. And suddenly, his behavior isn't even in the headlines anymore. The real headline becomes, I'm done shrinking myself to fit into relationships that don't fit me. Period. I know that's right. You stay because you hope he'll change. You think leaving is too hard. You don't want to start over. Your self-worth is lying to you like a broke man promising a future he can't even afford. So why you're still there? Let me guess. Because you like him, because you love him, or he told you he's working on himself, but the only thing he's working on is draining your energy and your youth. Or my personal favorite one, he has potential. Honey, so does the lottery. And look how often that pays out. Let's talk about the real reasons why you're still there, okay? Because I know you're gonna say it's complicated, it's not that easy, you don't understand, you really love him, all of that. And I do understand, which is why I'm dragging you out of that situation by your edges, one strand at a time. Let's go through these delusional phases one by one, okay? The first phase, he apologized. Apologized with what? Words? Words that cost him $0. That was not an apology, honey. That was fluff. It did nothing for you. It sounded good, but it really didn't do anything for you. He said, my bad, and now you're ready to sign up for another semester of nonsense? Absolutely not. Phase 2. But he said he's changing. Changing what? His clothes, his location, his Instagram password for the 10th time. Changing is not a personality trait. It's a verb, and it requires action, not vibes. And so far, the only thing he's changed is the story. But we have history, and so does your camera roll in your phone. Are you going to go back to your iPhone 6 just because y'all have history? History means nothing when the future is trash. Longevity does not equal quality. You can keep trash for a long time, but that does not make it valuable. Number 4, but he has potential. Honey, potential is the biggest scam in the dating market. Potential does not pay the bills. Potential doesn't heal trauma. Potential doesn't magically turn a man into a provider. If potential was real currency, half of these men would be billionaires. Because who doesn't have potential? Everyone doesn't live up to their full potential. And women be like, I know he's inconsistent, selfish, motivated, emotionally unavailable, unemployed, and can't communicate. But I see something in him. Yeah, babe, red flags. He knows he can keep doing whatever he wants because he knows that you're not leaving. But he's not always that bad. Neither is mold. It still ruins everything. You don't stay because he's good. You stay because you're waiting for his good moments to last longer than 5 minutes. He's only nice when he feels you slipping away. He's only consistent when you go quiet. And he only shows effort when you're finally done. That's not love. That's survival mode on his end. But I don't want to start over. Honey, you're not starting over. You're upgrading. Yeah. You're starting to be healed. You're becoming wiser. You're starting to have boundaries. You're starting with a new experience. You're starting with better taste. You're starting again, but with better settings, okay? Starting over is only scary when you think your past was your peak. And then you might be wondering, well, what if I never find better? Honey, you are better. You're the better. You're the better one. Better doesn't find you. You attract it. You become better, you attract better. The problem is not men. The problem is your access level. It's down here. Bring it up. When you raise your standards, they can't even breathe in high altitudes. They can't even breathe next to you. You ever notice how when you choose peace, half of your roster just disappears? Exactly. Well, maybe I'm asking for too much. Asking for too much. Too much what? Respect, consistency, effort, emotional safety. You're not asking for too much, honey. You're just asking the wrong man. You're trying to order a steak from McDonald's, then wondering why it's not given. Hello? A lot of you are not getting played. You're playing yourself by staying somewhere where your intuition had already left. Your gut moved out a long time ago. Your spirit already changed the locks. Your self-worth is shifting. Your self-worth is sitting in the car with the engine running. Babe, we can literally leave right now. And this is the thing. You don't even like him like that. You like the idea of him. The version of him that you built in your head. The version that he pretended to be for 2 weeks. No, you're not broken. You're not stupid. You're not hopeless. You're just addicted to potential, routine, and intermittent affection. But after today, not anymore. Not anymore. Because I'm here to tell you, as your spoiled big sister, the bare minimum is disrespect. That he tried, at least he's trying, is not enough. It's not enough. The potential is not a promise. And asking why he's doing you wrong is the wrong question to ask to begin with. The real question is, why are you still there? If this video made you feel some type of way, sorry, not sorry. It means your spirit is finally waking up. Your standards are finally rising. Your future self is so proud of you. Your future self is thanking you, okay? Remember, love does not hurt. People who lack discipline do. And we don't deal with that type of energy. Make sure you go journal, go detach, and raise your standards immediately. In this era, we're not letting our feelings dictate our decisions. We are going to move with self-respect. We're not letting our feelings dictate our moves and relationships. We're going to have some dignity and self-respect. We are not in our feelings this era, okay? We are about our self-respect. Do not subscribe unless you're actually ready to level up, detach, and stop crying over men who don't even like themselves. If you're ready for that, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.